Hello, I am Brother Kelly Hughes, Chaplain of the Arts. We are broadcasting from the Valiant Theatre in the heart of Winnipeg's greasy Tenderloin, just around the corner from Old Market Square, where all the Fringe Fest stuff is happening right now. This is Kelly Hughes Live Shorts, and you are either watching on Facebook or Instagram or TikTok or our YouTube channel, or you are listening to us on 101.5 UMFM. So wherever you are, thank you so much for stopping by. We appreciate it. And we are here with Martin Dockery.
The original.
The original Martin Dockery. Brett Audley.
Yep.
Devon Moore.
The second. Shorter.
And, sorry, what's the dog's name?
Betty White.
Betty White, who is, I don't think you can see her there. And
she's a beautiful dog.
We're going to have to do a whole thing just with Betty because she seems more engaging, I think, than the rest of us.
I don't know about that.
She's definitely more of a morning person, probably, than the rest of us.
Yeah, she really looks alert.
She has eyes for one person amongst the four of us.
Yeah.
Guess who?
Everybody's got a different show. Some of us have two shows. Martin has got One Small Lie, and that is happening at Red River College. And then he's got another show, which is happening at PTE Colin Jackson, and that is Inescapable, and that is with John Patterson. And so that's going to be great, is great. Houdini, the man, the myth, the legend, and that is Brett, and Brett is very popular among women 30 to 45, I've just learned.
I didn't know that. I didn't know
That's where my marketing goes to.
You got to know your
my ad campaigns.
I had no idea.
You got to know your market.
I didn't either.
Yeah.
And then Devon Moore is Berlin Waltz happening at Venue 10, which is Asper Center.
And what's your demographic? What kind
Nerds.
of people? Like, nerds love you.
Like
Any age between
bicyclists, Cold War aficionados, spy novel addicts, and music nerds.
Oh wow, that's a good.
But hang on,
swap.
is that all the same person, or is that like different?
Here, yes, but out there, I don't know.
How long have you been into the Cold War? It seems like an old man thing.
I know.
I know. That's the old man thing you could have said.
Do you collect stamps too, or what? Are you a philatelist?
It was like, I think it was like initially the Len Dayton spy novel trilogy, Berlin Game, Mexico Set, London Match, as like a teenager, and then I read so many spy novels. But also, the Cold War is like the same themes that are happening now. You know, surveillance, maybe misinformation, propaganda, but it was more tactile.
Where is this happening, Devon?
Globally.
Okay. I just haven't. This is the first time hearing of it.
Well, yeah, well, sit down.
Right.
But the Cold War was analog, you know, so it's hard for me to conceptualize what it means that my digital tattoo is online and it's being data mined and people are like learning, corporations are learning about me. Like, that's too esoteric. I don't understand.
Do you think that someone has created a Devon Moore, like a digital? Is that what you're saying?
Well,
a Devon Moore AI?
If there was if it was lucrative enough, then someone maybe would.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But
maybe more ludicrous.
I mean, think about it now. Like, if your server, if your email is housed with an American email provider, now your privacy in your email account is subject to the rules and regulations of the U.S. government. It's like crazy, but it's also too many degrees of separation, and it's all lost in the ether of the
It's
internet.
funny how we used to worry about the Chinese government. Now we're worried about the U.S. government.
Yeah, and who's building walls now, right?
I mean, there should be concern
The Berlin
about
Wall
every
came
government.
down, and the
Yeah.
West celebrated, and now we're building walls over here.
They should have saved that wall, and they could have shipped it over. And
They did ship part of it over. There are sections of it in New York, the Berlin Wall. That you can visit.
So they're not using it as a wall.
They're using it as a very small wall that was about that wide. You can't go through it.
We did have a portion of the Berlin Wall in Winnipeg years ago.
Yeah?
Really?
What happened?
Someone down Osborne owned it. One of the store owners owned a piece of the Berlin Wall.
Interesting. Wow. So we're all interested in the Cold War.
Turns out.
And who rides a bike?
Who rides a bike? I ride a bike.
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah.
I will. I lived in the country.
Yeah. So
You know,
you
I
will.
went- I
You
went
do you
chipped at
do
the
you
Berlin Wall.
do you commit to riding a bike? That's all I want is you to.
Absolutely, I'll
Yeah.
commit to riding a bike.
Okay.
Absolutely.
I feel like that's a small ask
Yeah.
compared to like
Yeah.
swallowing a sword or putting a spike in your
Yeah.
brain,
I know.
Yeah.
Do you have the guts, man, to ride a bicycle in the city?
Without training wheels.
Yeah.
Maybe even just one-wheeled bike. I forget what that's called.
A unicycle. Yeah. You know, I saw a guy. So he was a bus driver because he was dressed like a bus driver, and he was going to the bus station on Osborne, and he was riding one of those electric unicycles,
Yeah.
like the little
Mono
battery
wheel.
mono wheel, and it's
Oh.
just, I guess, is it that same,
Yep.
the Weeble Wobble technology? It's the same thing as
Same
they
as a
have on the,
Segway.
yeah, and
Mhm.
but actually it's funny because it made me think of BC. Remember BC the comic? And there was always the
Yeah.
guy on the unicycle,
With a
and
big
and
Flintstone stone.
yeah, but he was never like pedaling it or anything. You know what I mean? He was just
Yeah.
kind of zipping around on it. I thought that like finally came to, you know,
It's
just
the
one guy,
future.
one guy wheel, one guy, one wheel. The future is here.
We're living it.
Finally.
I'd watch that video.
Yeah, the future is electric unicycles and fascism. So we are very excited.
We're all a little disappointed, but it's here and
It's
deal
the
with it.
present.
You win some,
Yeah.
you lose some.
Yeah.
Brett, so what do these 30 to 45-year-old women see in you?
Well, this time around, it's
Not that I don't know. I'm just asking.
Do
'cause I
women in
want
their
you to say
20s
it.
and 50s not like you?
I mean, yes.
Right.
This is as much as a surprise to me as it is to you, probably, because
Yeah.
I thought my demographic was drunk bro dudes.
Yeah.
Right.
But historically, my ads and my marketing, with all that tracking that she was talking about, points a different way.
Hmm.
And this show is a lot different than what I normally do. So I think this is just attracting a broader audience for me too.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
So this is more. This is a little bit more like more of a story, or more
yeah.
sort
So
of.
this is what I'm doing is Houdini actually performed in Winnipeg in 1923 at the Orpheum Theater, and so I've kind of scoured. Do you have an Orpheum?
I haven't.
Theater?
One of these is. I feel like one of these is the Orpheum.
Holy sh!
Or maybe it's one of the ones that's not up. I have one that's the Orpheum Theater.
Okay, well,
here
I want
somewhere,
to see that. That'd be
Yeah.
amazing.
I'll show that to you.
Yeah, so I've taken what I believe are some of the acts that he performed on stage in Winnipeg
Yeah.
and put them the same methods and everything that Houdini would have done,
Yeah.
and including his promo, which is hanging upside down in a straitjacket and stuff. So it's kind of a historical.
Do you hang upside down?
I do, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, I
I
do.
hate hanging upside down. It's like the one thing I hate.
I
in the
mean, I'd
world.
rather be on my feet too, but
Not rather. I really feel like my neck and head are going to explode. All the blood
Yeah.
goes there. That's,
Mhm.
yeah, it can
Well,
get,
sometimes you look like that even when you're just.
I know.
sitting
When
there.
I'm just
So,
like
yeah.
standing upright, I look
Yeah.
like that. It's all going to explode in a
Yeah.
moment. So
yeah. So yeah, I'm attracting a bit more of the history and
Yeah.
different demos, which is
More
a lot
s-
of fun.
More sober people.
More sober people.
Huh.
Definitely more sober people
Wow.
than my normal audience.
Yeah. You're
Yeah.
growing up.
sober
Yeah.
women in their 30s,
Yeah.
and early 40s love upside down men.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is your audience aging along with you, Martin?
Well, I haven't done a full survey to find out what everyone's age is, but I mean, I assume that when I finally am too old and die, that like this all will end. You know what I mean? Like everyone will have aged with me and will die with me, and that will be the end of the Fringe. That might be a little self-centered of me. It might. It may not work out that way.
No, you know what? You've got a lot of main character energy, so maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe
I
we
got a
all
lot of
just
main
maybe we
character,
all just cease to be.
That's just it. I remember
It's like
what
those
happened.
couples that are together for like 50 years and then one dies, the other follows.
Right.
Yeah.
Except in Martin's
Could
case,
be
it'll
me in
be,
the Fringe.
in Martin's
Yeah.
case, it'll be thousands of people that die.
Thousands
Yeah.
of people.
I mean, it's a little
They'll
depressing.
wait till the Fringe in their local season, though.
Yeah, I
It's
hope so.
all
It's a-
drop dead the last
Yeah.
2 weeks of July in Winnipeg.
It's a little depressing because I'm a fan of yours, so I hope I don't die at the same time as you. I am
But
a little younger.
I know. I hope so.
I'm
You
a
don't
fan of
either.
being alive, so I hope that.
Yeah, I'm hanging on, guys. I'm hanging on. I plan to live a long time, just so everyone can chill,
Okay.
and you can make plans for next summer and stuff like that. And get that cottage you were thinking of getting, whatever. Like we'll all still be alive. I'm pretty sure.
Martin Dockery, the walking, talking Truman Show. If you are watching on Facebook or Instagram or what's the other one? TikTok. Then
AIM.
what?
AIM.
AIM?
Yeah, wasn't that like a messaging system?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know. Is that the one the Russians? The
I don't think the
Russians
Russians did it. I think I never used it. It was like an early like messaging system chat. Anyway,
if you're watching on there, there's going to be a lot more. This is about to end this reel, but there's a lot more coming up. So tune in to our YouTube channel, which is at the Valiant Theater 1761.
should I say what shows I'm doing, or should I not?
No, because they're going to be like, yeah,
Okay,
we want to
sure.
like,
All right.
No, I
Okay.
already did say what shows you were
Oh,
doing.
okay, all right.
And then these people are going to go. These people are going to have to like join us. They're going to have to go somewhere. So we're just going to like stop here. Okay, see ya. Come find us over there.
See you on YouTube.
Okay, and then there's our little pause. Now,
Mhm.
really, all the people that are on YouTube and listening on the radio, they're still here, and so they can ignore all that other stuff. And we can
Yeah.
continue to talk
They're
about.
our favorites anymore.
all the
Don't
things
tell
that
the TikTok.
No,
I
no,
thought that was the
no,
end. That's
no.
why I was like, should I say what shows?
No.
Oh, there's more. Okay.
No. I had Jem on the other day with Penny Ashton,
Uh-huh.
and he goes, he sits down. He goes, well, what are we going to do? What are we supposed to do? Are you going to ask us questions or like? And I said, Jem, we're going to do the same thing we do every year. A, and I said, B, I'm going to turn that camera on, and you're going to monologue. Is what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Because that's what happened.
That's Jem rolls. Yeah.
And Penny and I are not, fainting violets. It was very hard to get in. Like he just somehow I don't think he breathes. Somehow he just keeps
Yeah.
going.
It's all that yoga in India he does.
It's a lot of yoga. It's a lot of Zen. Namaste.
And yes, he's got one thing is in really good shape, and that's his voice.
Yeah. That's the one thing.
Martin is doing One Small Lie and Inescapable, which he's doing with John Patterson.
Wait, is still on? Like,
this is now still on.
Like everything we were just saying about Jem is still part of it.
Yeah, they can hear about Jem.
Hey, Jem.
Jem's not going to watch this, but also like
no, he's not on AIM.
He's pretty indestructible.
Yes.
No. This is for like the YouTube people and the radio people.
But didn't we like log off for a second there?
Well, I guess I should have explained this to you before. I should have explained this to you before.
Yeah.
So this is a little bit inside baseball.
Very meta here.
It's a bit inside baseball here, but so the reels on Facebook and Instagram and TikTok, they can only be like 15 minutes.
Okay.
So we took a little 15-minute segment of that,
Right.
but we are continuing on for the people on YouTube and the radio who are now
Oh,
just listening to us talk about how the sausage is made. So you're doing 2 shows, and I was talking, Martin, about you the other day on one of these about how like don't you carry like 6 or 7 shows around in your head?
Well, I've done a lot. I've done like 12 solo shows and 7 plays, but I can't just like recite them all. I'd have to think about them a little ahead of time.
Yeah.
So they're all in there, as all our shows kind of are, and
Yeah.
just needs a little time to access them and reload them in.
Do you, now that TJ's not really around anymore, do you identify as a fringe god? Has anybody has he retired that, or
I don't know.
Because you did say that you wanted everyone to die after you were dead, and that sounds a little bit godlike.
To be clear, I didn't say I wanted everyone to die. I just said everyone in my imagination will. Not my fantasy though. But Jim, to be clear, TJ is still alive. Yeah. And he's, and we hopefully will see him again on the Fringe circuit. I
know that he's alive. Can I tell you how I know that he's alive?
How do you know?
Because when I see something on The Onion and it says who's liked it, TJ Daw has always liked the thing on The Onion. Yeah.
Yes.
So he's alive.
Yeah, he's alive. He's doing all right.
It could be a bot. It could be an AI bot.
But what is he doing?
He is touring with a play that he directed, and he's stage managing it. And it's like people talking. It's like a show about serial killers, therapists or something, analysts going on stage and talking about serial killers. It's something like that. Yeah. He's enjoying it.
He's sold out to the Netflix algorithm. Good for him.
No, he hasn't sold out. He's just touring with a show, and the show's doing well. I don't think it's on Netflix.
No, but I'm saying serial killers are like that. That's what the 30 to 45-year-old women that like Brett, who are hoping that he's a serial killer. That's what they want.
Yeah.
I went over to my sister-in-law's, and like my algorithm thing on Netflix is all weird because I watch all kinds of different stuff, and hers is just all serial killer, true crime, serial killer. You know what I mean? Her thing was just all So, there's a certain kind of, and she's 30 to 35. I just think there's a certain kind of, 30 to 45-year-old white woman that like digs that stuff. they're not all bicycle Cold War nerds.
Give her my
right?
handbill.
Yeah.
There you go.
Right.
That's for you,
Yeah.
Jess. There you go.
Yeah.
Anyway, TJ's. So you are not a Fringe god, or you are?
That is a question.
Does he get to decide though? I feel
I
like,
right.
you know, like,
TJ just called himself Fringe god, and
You're
then
right.
just
I mean,
So, yeah.
Gem's up there too.
Yeah. I don't know. That seems like a big one. And it's weird. We're in a church right now. I'm literally looking at a depiction of Jesus Christ on the wall there. I don't know. You know, it seems
it does
weird.
look a little like you.
It does look a little. Yeah, it does look a little
Well,
like me. I need a crown.
I mean, your
Need a
thing
crown.
though.
And I need more light coming from my head.
He's white. He looks like he could have used a better night's sleep, but I don't know.
Is that what I look like?
Not always.
Did you have
Thanks. Faint praise, but
did you have a COVID beard?
Oh yeah, I had
Yeah.
a COVID beard. It
Yeah.
was a massive, big, ugly, gray thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a prophylactic against anyone ever being attracted to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do think I remember. Weren't you like, I don't know, weren't you like living in the woods and like walking to the grocery store? And, am I remembering this correctly?
Yes, I was living in Montauk.
Did
on
you
the
have a
eastern tip of Long
kid?
Island. I still do.
Yeah, so
Yes.
there's some things are coming back.
Yes, yeah.
Some things are
I know.
coming back.
That would have been a turn. Oh no, I'm going to tell you something tragic. No, she's doing all right. She's doing well. As long as I stay alive, assume everyone will continue doing all right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so you think when you die, she's going to die too? Or just
I think everyone's
just theater
after
people.
once I'm gone.
This is very
Yeah.
interesting.
Well, it's sad
yeah.
in the long run, but I'm not going anywhere. We, as I said before, we can all make plans, and we can. We'll all be here. Make New Year's plans. We'll be here.
Do you ever miss your beer? Or are you happy that it's
No, but my daughter does miss my daughter's 7 now, and I used to hide popcorn in it, and she used to fish around in my beard for popcorn when she was 2 and 3, and she still is like, I wish you had a beard again, and I'm like, because of the popcorn. She's like, because of the popcorn. Yeah.
This is why we don't really ever talk about the pandemic, because this is what we were doing, is just picking
Yeah.
popcorn out of beards. I mean,
Yeah.
this is what
I mean, I would purposely hide it in there. It wasn't just
Right.
like popcorn I'd forgotten about.
I know. I'm just saying. I'm saying like it was an actual activity.
Yeah.
I'm just saying the baseline for activities was different. That's all.
For sure.
That's all.
She was 2 years old, so I don't know maybe how different, activities would have been with her. This show that I'm doing,
yeah,
to make an amazing segue,
Yeah.
One Small Lie takes place in Montauk during the pandemic. My daughter, of whom I'm speaking, is a character, so
Does she come across all right?
I think she comes across all right. Yeah, I think she does. Yeah.
And have you done this one before?
I've not done it live, but I did it once during the pandemic to my laptop and broadcast it free on Facebook. And then it just lay dormant there as a one-time event. And then I was like, what about that story? I really enjoyed that story. And I've turned it into, performing it live in front of people. That's a first. And I've also got all these lamps on stage with me. I didn't have that when I did it, during the pandemic, and I control them with my phone and change the colors and the intensity.
Wow.
And I've also got a soundtrack of music that I'm telling the story to. So it's an hour-long single soundtrack. So and it's a suspenseful story. It's a thriller.
Yeah.
So it takes place in Montauk. Does
Yeah.
any of that sound good to you?
I like the bit about controlling all the lights with your phone. And I guess it made me wonder if.
Yeah, well, there's something for everybody in my story.
I guess
Maybe not women in their 30s to 45, but for people who like phones.
it made me wonder if you were also stage managing your own show.
I am.
Since you were doing
I do
that.
all the tech. Yeah.
Yeah, so you're kind of a TJ
I'm
Don.
kind of a TJ Don. Yeah. Yes, and
then,
it is about a killer.
And then Inescapable has been here
10 years ago, we did it.
10
here.
years ago.
Yeah, 10 years ago.
Which just seems like just yesterday.
Well,
years
that's
ago.
scary for 10 years from now.
Mhm.
It'll seem like tomorrow.
Yeah. And people like that the first time.
Do they?
This
I hope so.
Inescapable.
Yeah, I hope they do. I hope they do. They seem to, but I don't get to ask everyone on their way out.
There's a lot of laurels on that postcard, so
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah. There's a lot of laurels.
laurels aren't everything. I mean, you've got a QR
Thanks.
code on yours. That's
I
cool.
do have.
Yeah.
I earned that QR code.
Yeah, nice to know. Where did you win that? Where did they award you that one? That's amazing. I'm so jealous. of
Houdini
that.
is happening at CCFM, and that is Brett. And you've done 2 shows already.
Yes.
You did a Friday at 11 a.m. show.
Yeah,
How'd that go?
I was dreading it,
Yeah,
but by the end of it, I was very happy.
because it was almost done.
No, I had the same probably about the same turnout as I did the evening Wednesday
Yeah.
show. Like people,
Winnipeg audiences are amazing.
yeah,
They're coming out at noon. and during the
Winnipeg
day.
was there for the morning show, and
Yeah.
and we had a great time. I was very happy with the turnout.
Yeah.
I just think at 11 a.m. you'd have more sober people. Probably.
Yeah.
It
I
is
think
Winnipeg. It is Winnipeg,
so
so
far
maybe not.
everyone has been sober, including
Yeah.
myself.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think you have to be
So-
drunk to like
Do
the
you-
show, right?
Do you ever
No.
perform drunk? Not this, but no.
No,
you never.
no. I don't drink much to start with.
I have a friend who's a comedian, and when she was starting out, another comedian gave her some really good advice. Was that to loosen up and to do well, you should have some drinks before you do your set. Anyway, it was a disaster because she was drunk.
I mean, I do feel
That's
like
what happens.
Yeah.
I do feel like it's a little different when you're on stage talking versus doing extremely dangerous things.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Then we don't know this woman's act,
I risk serious enough injury in my
Yeah.
show sober.
Yeah.
Let's not up the odds unnecessarily.
Are you buddies with Dean Gunnarsson?
He's the one that trained me on a lot of stuff. I've
Nice.
traveled the world with him.
Yeah.
I've chained him to roller coasters in China and drowned him in rivers. And
Yeah.
Oh.
And
yeah,
what-
I mean, he survived.
aside from all the obvious technical things and whatever, what would you say the biggest thing that you learned from Dean?
Well, that's a good question.
Well, finally, been sitting here 20 minutes. And I have a good question.
Yeah. I guess just do it. He's a big risk taker, and how to handle your fears a little bit, but also how to approach it in such a safer way. How to manage that, because when we all get scared and antsy, we forget about things, we miss things. So how do you actually take a step back from that, separate yourself from the fear, and make sure your rigging is good or your chains are in the right place and that kind of stuff?
I do agree, because when I've lost my keys or my wallet, if I'm in a place of fear, I can't find them.
Yeah.
But if I calm down, right,
Imagine
you
a
think.
speeding roller coaster is coming towards
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you've lost your keys.
Just
to
for
the
those
chains.
for those who don't know, Dean Gunnarsson is a legendary Manitoba escape artist who's been around forever and done all kinds of amazing things. Done a bunch of Houdini's tricks and is he's world renowned.
Yep.
Very interesting guy. But I wonder, like Brett, what you think now with the internet. Keep talking about technology and what's happening right now, but like all these sort of, I don't know if you want to call them daredevils or what you want to call them, but like I see these fucking reels of like these 20-year-olds like base jumping and doing like all these like dumb, I mean, to me they seem dumb because they seem like they're not. I mean, you're talking about being prepared and you've got people helping you and you're doing your rigging and like you're talking about all that kind of technical
I do like living.
craft stuff, right? But I'm talking like guys like I got my friend with a camera, and we climbed to the top of this big pole, and I'm hanging off of it now, and I'm going to talk into the camera and let go, and hopefully my parachute will go. Do you think that people have different expectations now, because all that stuff is just?
I was actually thinking about this last month and talking to some people about this very thing, and I don't think we really comprehend death until we're 30. I mean, I was 20. I was doing those things.
I know one in their 20s
I've
comes to your show.
Broken multiple.
I can do that.
It's too safe.
Yeah.
I've broken multiple bones and 12 surgeries, and none after 30. All of that was in my teens and 20s, and you just don't understand the consequences. You're used to healing fast.
Yeah.
And then things can get out of hand real fast. I mean, I certainly was one of those kids in my early 20s.
Yeah.
Well,
when you're in your 20s, you're indestructible, right?
Yeah. I wasn't. Turns out I wasn't.
Yeah.
I feel pain every day.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, then once I started to kind of have a go at it and start making money, I realized, well, if I want to do this every day, I can't just do this once a year, hurt myself, and heal for 6 months. I got to do it every day, once, twice, 3, 10 times a week.
Yeah, your body is your instrument. So
so you got to take care of it and stretch and.
Yeah, Devon, do you stretch?
I do.
Tell us about your stretching regimen.
Stakes
These are
are a
the-
little.
about
I'm really
stakes
good
are a
at
little
segues.
lower.
You're really good at segues. These are hard-hitting questions.
Yeah.
Well, I'm from Vancouver,
Right.
so obviously I have a yoga practice.
Yeah,
That's
obviously.
like
Right.
how it goes. Yeah, just to try and get in your body before a show, especially at the festival, because there's so many other things you're taking care of that, like I do a little bit of like just stretching and grounding before the show to step out of the chaos of admin and flyering and everything else you're managing with your tech and your setup and your technicians and your house leaders. And yeah, try and like create a little sacred pocket to enjoy the artistry of the show as well.
Sacred pocket.
Mm-hmm.
I like that.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like that about it all the time, you know, like life is so busy and you need to kind of carve out the time to have not too many things on your plate, or at least I do. In my process, like my creativity is not really something that I'm like, oh, I've got 10 minutes, I'll just like get something productive done. No, to like put up some walls. And
Well,
I
mean, it is good. You know, I'm very ADHD, and also now I've been yeah. Spoiler alert. And also now I've been reading about something called ADHD, which is autism and ADHD kind of mashed together, and how it's actually very interesting. And I think that that's probably what I am, and it's its own thing, because some of these sort of autistic things, like some of the sensory stuff, the body, like all these things, like you know, the lights are wrong, and I don't like the sounds and the smells and the way things feel, all that kind of stuff, which just I kind of just thought I was weird and had some little weird things. I mean, that's sort of you know, one of the features of that. They don't call it high functioning autism anymore. They call it high masking, which means that you just, you know, spend all your time trying to look normal. Obviously, I'm not doing well at that, but but it's just interesting how these two things collide and kind of make their own thing. But one of the things that I've been learning about is about your body, and about how you have to listen to your body, you have to respect it, you have to, you know, I used to, you know, ride it hard and put it away wet, as they say, and as Martin would say. And
all the time. I'm gonna go horseback riding.
So I am more appreciating this idea that you're talking about with this kind of, you know, did you call it a sacred bubble, or is that what I just called it?
I think I said sacred pocket, but sacred bubble is nice.
And
just like a little moment of presence.
Yeah. And I kind of really appreciate that, because I'm, you know, the time management stuff often gets me, because I'm like, oh yeah, I have this, I'm going to plan this, because this takes this long, and I don't account for the fact that, like, the other day I worked before I did my interviews, and I ran in here and I looked like a fucking glazed donut. I was just sweating. I couldn't stop sweating, you know, which I could have avoided if I had had, you know,
a towel.
The towel didn't help, trust me. I was just like one of those, you know, the Play-Doh barbershop, and you go like this, and the stuff just keeps coming out.
Oh my God. I'd love to see that coming out of your head right now. You had a little crank in your back.
I would love to see that too. I would love to have a beautiful thick head of hair like you.
Oh, it's amazing.
Yeah.
Every day. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hair club.
Hair club for men.
We all got it.
The show is Berlin Waltz. What's it about?
Well, it's Berlin Waltz. It's a musical about the Berlin Wall, and in a waltz, we group things in three: 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So there's three primary stories. Story one is I rode my bicycle around all 100 miles of the former route of the Berlin Wall, trying to appease, satiate my spy novel addiction and chase down history and, you know, get my hands on it. It does not go according to plan. The second story is the rise and fall of the Berlin Wall. So teach you how and why they built this very impressive wall. And a wall is never just a wall, of course. There's lots that goes along with it. But more importantly, how to peacefully tear it down. Is the story of how just regular people in East Germany brought down this incredibly oppressive regime, basically within the matter of the months, just with peaceful protests, is incredible and truly one of the most joyous moments, I think, of the
Yeah.
20th century it was.
Yeah.
And perhaps a soothing balm for days like now to know, there's a way forward
Yes.
and we have strategies that have worked in the past if we want to change the future of our kind of societies. And the third story is a young woman who grew up behind the Berlin Wall, so it kind of puts a face on what the Cold War meant to this one. She was an elite athlete and a teenager when the wall came down. I meet her years later when I lived in Berlin and I was tending bar in the former eastern sector of the city. So her and some of the other characters that I meet there kind of, it was just such a wonderful experience to do like a master class in this political science and history, but not in textbooks, just from these people's experiences and how it really impacted them. And then it's held together by the music. So I still have my loop station and my guitar, flute, and my kind of live soundscape, the whole thing.
I just want to say that I love your handle too, like the idea that we can draw our own graffiti on there and stuff.
On the flip side.
You can show the flip side there.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. Oh.
Nope.
Yeah. So
I
in the
just-
show,
I
I do
love
talk
that.
about some of the world's most famous street art that's in Berlin. But what would you?
It's even better than your bespoke band-aids, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
So and where's your where's your brain injury in that? Or do you leave it out this time?
I mention it just off the top as a little bit of the reason that I think went to Berlin, is that I was sort of trying to leave behind this, this brain injury, which of course you can't, but I was certainly in a place where I was very open to being reprogrammed, like literally.
Because I had somebody else in who their show is about your brain injury, and I'm like, are you just licensing your brain injury now for other? Like you get like a cut or what?
No, I just loved the concept of the show. This is brain and this idea of like left and right brain, and and there's something, talking about breaking your body. Like you don't often understand how things work until they're not working anymore. Yep. And so Blair Morrow, who's the creator of Brain, asked if he could just pick my brain a little bit about that experience. And I've seen the show and I love it. And it's so beautiful to me because it's actually such a high energy, colorful, funny show and absurd. And it has moments of depth too, but it's like I would never be able to get there in my work to make it that, I'm too close to it.
You're very close.
But so
and you don't really work with puppets. Yeah, a big puppet.
I don't really, but there are 3 sock puppets in Berlin Waltz. So I have filled in some of the historical figures with sock puppets as my.
You're not an artist till you do a puppet show.
There you go. Yeah. So.
Yeah. How's your body holding up, Martin?
Pretty great.
Yeah. You're in the best shape of your life?
No. No. Like, sometimes my knee hurts a little bit. I feel like it's really late. Devin's just like about her brain injury. You've had 12 surgeries. I mean, my knee hurts sometimes a little bit,
Yeah.
So, but I mean, I feel you guys. I'm right there with you. I'm right there with you.
Yeah.
Sometimes
Hair and body club.
totally, man. Hair and body club. I understand your pain and trauma. Sometimes if I run too much, I'm like, oh, knee a little bit hurts.
Yeah.
Yep. So yeah.
I only ask because you're obviously aging. And
is it obvious? I mean, I am. I mean, we all are. Why do you have to know it's obvious? I mean, is it? Maybe it is. Maybe
it's
time for that lift,
right?
Should I?
Blessing to get older.
It's also early morning for artists, so that might have a.
Do I need a lift? Do I?
I am.
No.
I noticed.
No. It's so obvious. I'm so obviously aging.
I noticed the other day that I'm getting like the Paul McCartney jowls, and I was very upset about it.
Human beings.
And I said something to my partner, and they were like, "Oh yeah, I know you've had those for years." And I'm like, "What?" For some reason, I just one day just looking at myself a certain way. How many days a year are you gone from home?
It's like 4 months interspersed around.
Yeah.
So I can't tell you the days because I'm not good at that math. But
I don't want to know which days. But
all right, yeah. But this is one of those days,
right?
Yes,
obviously.
Yes.
And how does your you're not a young man jumping off
man.
buildings anymore.
Gosh,
How do your
what? How old do you think I am? I mean, I'm definitely
I love this. I feel like
Yeah.
it's like reverse patriarchy
Yeah.
here. It's like all we're going to talk about is your appearance and
Yeah.
the fact that you are getting older
I
by
know.
remaining alive.
Yes.
And it is unacceptable.
Yeah.
Next, he's gonna be trying to sell you the funeral package at this church.
I mean, I know we're in the right place. So, what was your question?
Group cremation or no?
Group cremation.
My question.
Well, we're going to need a group cremation because there's going to be thousands of people dying when I die. So,
How old's your daughter?
7. She is aging also.
Okay.
I would like to
Okay,
say.
so she's 7. So
Yeah.
she's 7,
She's
and
7.
you're gone. You're gone 4 months of the year.
Yeah.
You are. I'm just saying. You're not a
Say it
single.
again.
You're not a
Say it
single.
again.
You're not a single guy out in the world. Doing. You can do whatever you want. You can do theater all over here, and just you've got a family, right? So
I feel like
does
you're
that-
searching for a question. You're going to keep talking until it comes to a question mark.
how does that affect your family?
There we
You
go.
being gone?
It's a lot of work for Vanessa, my wife. Like she is, being a single parent while I'm gone, and she's holding down a job, and it's all very stressful.
Mhm.
And so, like, I wouldn't be able to do this if she were not supportive of this and was doing all that at home. So when I do go home, I try to very much like whatever time she needs to go out to do this and that. Like I'm home. I am like
You try to
what
be,
you need to do.
yeah.
It takes precedence over what I need to do.
You try to be present.
Well, like I want to be present. First
Yeah.
of all, I really love hanging out with my daughter,
Yeah.
and I love spending time with her. But also,
And
I'm
your
aware
wife.
that, like, and my wife. But I'm
Yeah.
talking about in terms of like childcare. Like,
Yeah.
she needs to do stuff. I'm like, I will
Yeah.
stay home. I will be with our daughter. Like, I will try to make up for the fact that I'm gone and that she has to, rearrange her life and her social life. And then when I'm home, I'm like, please go out, go do
Yeah.
stuff. I will stay in.
Yeah. You look great, and I'm not trying to harass you about your age. I do
Yeah.
agree with Devon that we should take the patriarchy down a few notches. But no, I'm just thinking about, you've been doing this when did you do your first Fringe?
Was that a segue? Was that a segue?
Yeah.
We should take the patriarchy down a few notches. When did you do your first Fringe?
No, it was just the next
know.
question.
Okay, 2009, I did my first Fringe. It's the first year I was here in Winnipeg. It's the first year I ever did the Fringe, and I've been back to this Fringe every single year, except for during the pandemic. I didn't come, but I did do whatever the things were happening online for the Winnipeg Fringe.
So were you? But you were just doing other theater stuff before 2009.
Well, I was doing storytelling like at open mics in New York. I started going to open mic storytelling like 2002,
Yeah.
I think, or 2001. I can't really remember. But always like I was always temped, and I would temp for like a year and a half, and then I would go and travel for a few months, and then I'd come back, and then I got into this kind of open mic storytelling, and which I thought was just great. I was like, oh, you don't need a whole team of people. You can just go and get up in front of an audience and just tell some autobiographical story. It's true, but it's also like you are figuring out how to tell it so that it's theatrical and entertaining, and you're putting on a show, and then it's over, and then from there I was like, well, what opportunities are there in the world? And I heard about the Fringe. I'd never been to the Fringe, and I just applied, and I came, and I was like, oh my goodness, like this is great. Yeah.
I need to learn that lesson. I travel with a lot of props and assistants.
Yeah. Well, this year I do have a lot of props. I have all these lamps that I'm controlling from my.
all the lamps.
Oh,
Yeah.
get excited!
Yeah.
I'm controlling them with my phone on stage. Yeah. So it's the first time I'm traveling with a checked luggage. Never have had to sit at a carousel after I get off a plane and hope that my luggage arrives. It is not a pleasant moment of tension.
Martin and I guess it was probably 2010 or something.
Yeah.
I was doing this thing called, we had this other venue, and at night I was doing a thing called Kelly Hughes Live, Fringe of the Night or whatever. And we were, one night it was 11 o'clock or midnight or something, and it was you and me and this guy, and I can't remember what
Another
his
guy,
name
I can't
was.
remember his name either.
A musician,
Yeah.
a guy who was doing mostly a music show. He was a very strange guy, Randy, or I don't know what his name was. And we did this thing, and there was kind of nobody there. I think there was maybe like
No, Vanessa was my wife.
Vanessa was there. I think
She was the
Vanessa
audience.
and the person that worked for me
Yes.
was there, and the three of us were up on the stage,
Yes.
and
Yeah,
we all had
it was a live late
we
night
all had
show.
chaise lounges.
It was not filmed. This was meant
No,
as
it
a
was
live show.
There's a picture
So-
somewhere, but we all, it was just,
Yeah.
there were chaise lounges, and actually one of those chaise lounges actually came back to me recently, and
Oh, yeah.
I resold it. It's not here, and we all had our shirts off,
Yeah.
and we were, doing whatever we were doing, and
It
I
became
guess
wonderfully absurd.
in
really.
retrospect, like it was pretty fringy. Now that I think of it,
Oh, it was fringy.
um,
Yeah, I mean, I think I did the whole interview lying on the latest challenge with a little microphone. I don't know. Anyway, it was great.
I'll try to find the picture and post it.
Yeah,
Boy,
But
do
no,
wish
I
that
just
was filmed.
I know.
I had-
with no shirts.
Yeah.
No shirts.
one theme. One thing I hear from people that have been doing Fringe for a long time is that Fringe is not as fringy as it used to be because people are trying to make money. They're trying to
Play it safe.
Yeah, and also Jen was saying that Winnipeg is a safer Fringe city. Like it's a safer stuff. Do you agree with that, Martin?
No, I think Fringe is still just as fringy. There's always weird shows out there that are, that are, you can find them. There's just weird shows, and there have always been like shows that are straight down the middle. I don't like the idea that Fringe is like kind of like advertised as like weird shows happen. I think Fringe is like any kinds of shows happen. They could be totally normal shows, someone just singing opera or doing a magic show, or doing something really weird like putting mayonnaise up your rectum. Like it's it's like the famous mayonnaise show.
Yeah.
Like I think that, which was a show here at the Winnipeg Fringe. It was really
2016.
It really was
Yeah.
famous. They just gave themselves mayonnaise enemas.
Yeah, I think that. Yeah, was it one person or two people?
It was two people.
But one of those guys is dead, but I think I know one of the other guys.
I wonder
He's still
why.
I wonder why. I know.
Yeah,
Too much cream.
You can't use homemade mayonnaise.
Oh.
Commercial mayonnaise is shelf stable, but
In any case, I think sometimes like advertising of Fringe as like a collection of weirdos doing weird shows puts like the regular public off because they're like, oh, I'm not weird, so like I don't know what's my access point to this like festival of weirdness, and it's really not that weird.
All of you are weird.
All of you are weird.
weird in our wonderful way.
In our wonderful weird
There's a
ways.
show that you're gonna love here.
is it
Yes.
is it advertised?
merch.
Do you think it's advertised like that as a?
I think that's just what people like. That's the public perception of Fringe or something. Maybe it's not here in Winnipeg, but like in general. And I just have never thought of the Fringe as necessarily weird. I think there's weird stuff and there's not weird stuff. And I think it's always been like that. I think it still is like that.
Yeah, and I guess I didn't really mean weird. I meant big swings. Just trying
Taking
something.
risks.
I
Yeah.
mean, there is the Fringe circuit in Canada is one of, I will say, relatively few things in arts and culture that works very, very well for small, independent, or like new or one person producers, right? Like it's hard to tour here. Our population is not that much. It's all spread out. A lot of the like regular logistics that can make for the opportunity for you to hone your craft and do a bunch of shows and have people see it and like, work it out with the audience. It's hard to do in Canada, and Fringe festivals provide this amazing petri dish where you can really do that in this country and tour too, like get across the country. And so I think, it's unavoidable that people are gonna like, people want to make their art, they want people to see it, they want to share it, so there is some strategy that, it's like anything that works kind of well, people will flock to it and sort of figure out how to strategize it. But I remember my first Fringe was in 2006, but I was a hired gun for someone.
Oh yeah.
And I didn't do my own work on the circuit until 2014. And I remember then there was kind of this like running joke, a running line that was like, well, we're only like one instance of Colin Dockery showing up and doing a BYOV and drawing all the audience there. Like it was a running joke at the festival.
That happened last year.
And then, it happened actually, I think in 2019 when he showed up or 2018, he showed up at the Edmonton Fringe, and it's like,
Yeah, he did Edmonton and Winnipeg.
right?
last year.
Where it is a great model, you can come here and you can bring your work, and then that sort of like fantasy apocalypse of how that would like ruin the Fringe if Colin Dockery showed up and like drew everyone to his show and his show alone. But that's not the case either. I think that probably people who maybe wouldn't have come to the Fringe came and saw that show, and maybe that was like the gateway drug for them. And
it's a great handbill line.
get
Lots
to
of
other-
people.
Yeah,
and he's very likable.
totally.
Yes.
Yes.
I think that when you say that there aren't, you said before, there aren't as many maybe big swings now. I kind of think like every person doing their show is for themselves taking a big swing. You've made up this show in your living room, and you don't know how it's going to go over, and you feel anxious and nervous that like you're exposing yourself. You don't have a big team of people working with you. You have no production values really, and like everybody is taking a big swing. It just maybe they're not putting mayonnaise up their
Fringe,
but like
Fringe is definitely, you're more likely to see new work than if you're going to a different theater show. So any new work has a risk element to it. People put their heart and soul and emotions into a piece of art and then just vomit it all over an audience and hope they like it.
Do you ever literally vomit?
I have not. No, I have had audience members come close. Not for this show that I'm doing, but previous freak shows. Yeah. I have had walkouts. I have had
because
fainting.
they were drunk. So
yeah, no, and I've had 3 fainters so far.
In your life or like this run?
No, not for Houdini. I've had none of that for this show, but previous Fringe shows.
Chest.
Yeah, no, there's no staple gun in this show.
He would have a great thing at the end of his show. He'd be like, when you can ask for like money from the audience, and like that, and it'd be like, here, you can staple the money to me.
Yeah.
And it was a great way to have people come up and just be like,
yeah,
and give money and staple it into his body. I was like, oh wow,
yeah,
I wish I could do that.
Yeah, there's no staple gun in this one. It's just merch at the
end. He's got hepatitis now. So.
Yeah.
You now, Brett, you have been doing some fun stuff out at the basement. Is that what it's called?
Yeah. I do a bunch of regular shows in Winnipeg now that I've set up in the last year.
Yeah, and that's been interesting to me. Like the ones out there you've been doing with
Patrick, who has the show Control,
and that's interesting to me because I think I don't think that we've seen that many sort of independent magic.
It's been a long
shows in Winnipeg.
It's been a long time since anything magic related has been semi-regular. Back like Dean Gunnarson's generation would have been maybe the last time. And so like 20, 30, 40, 50 years ago.
Yeah.
Somewhere in there.
Yeah. So those are going well. You're happy with those?
We sell out every show. And we have 2 coming up in August, and I just sold 100 tickets to one group yesterday.
To
one group
of people.
They just called
Japanese tourists.
Yeah, they just called. They called the venue and said, we just want to buy every ticket for the Saturday show. And they called me and they're like, is that okay? And I'm like, yes.
Yeah.
Why'd you call me?
Right.
Stop calling me. Give me your money and stop calling me.
Yeah. No, so I think we're on to 7 or 8 shows now in the past like year and a half that we've done there, and we sell out well in advance every show. And originally it was supposed to be I wanted a rotating cast of magicians with me, but Patrick and I just jived so well together and put something really awesome on stage that if it's not broke, don't fix it. And it's going it's going phenomenal. So
no, that's great because I think that I don't know, sometimes when people think magic, they think kids parties, and there's some we have I think there's a couple of magicians like that still in Fringe, right? They're doing like kind of the kid friendly.
It's always going to exist. It's a
kind
great
of stuff.
seller.
Yeah. And it's kind of like its own.
Talking about, I think one thing we were talking about Fringe and risks and stuff. One thing that bugs me about that is the audience is willing to take risks at Fringe, but nowhere else.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
right.
Sure.
So it's a lot harder to put a piece of art. People will come to Fringe and see 20 shows.
Yeah.
But outside of Fringe, they won't go see another community theater. They won't go see a magic
cost. I don't know what the tickets
are. It could be
cost. But also, a lot of people get it's summer, it's nice. There's all the stuff at Old Market Square. People will get psyched up. Some people take a week or even 2 weeks off, and they, come and they do their spreadsheets and they do all their stuff. And that is like that's their thing for the year. Like I know some people that is just their thing for the year, and they're not going out in, January.
So I'm telling everyone, go see a theater show outside of Fringe.
Yeah. Do it.
But while you're here, go see.
But also come see 20 of our shows.
Yeah. You better do it, or Brett's gonna staple money to your face. And you're attempting a world record.
Yes.
You can't.
On Tuesday.
Yeah, it's a secret though. What it is?
I can tell now.
Okay.
I've already been screwed over by it. So, Yeah, I was very secretive because I did one other attempt last year.
Just
Yeah.
trying to do the most in 1 minute.
The most magic tricks upside down in 1 minute was last year.
Yeah.
And while they were reviewing the evidence, someone submitted like the VIP can pay $500 for expedited, and then they granted it to him, and he did a couple more, and they won't retroactively justify mine. So I've learned some lessons from that. So this year,
like do more tricks in the minute.
No, don't tell anybody what you're doing.
Well, don't tell anybody until the last minute. So I only like last week I started selling. But it was this one on Tuesday at 2:30 is the most call bells rung in 1 minute with my forehead.
Call bell,
like the
ding,
circular
ding,
disc, the disc bells, with my forehead. But without even announcing it, someone also broke the record from the time that I booked the cube and everything. And I'm like,
Guinness.
Yeah, I booked it with Guinness. Guinness is like, yeah, we'll do it. Here's the criteria. The cube is like, yeah, let's do it. And then as I'm reviewing it, I found out originally I was supposed to do 70. And I was like, I could do 70. Yeah. And now it's 127.
Oh.
So it's gone up substantially.
Oh my God, you do 2 a second.
Yeah. And so I'm a little stressed about this one because I haven't got that number before. I haven't done a whole minute to start with. Why would I want to bash my head in that?
Do you own 128 bells?
No, I have 12 of them.
So you just go.
And so you can do a line. You have to have a minimum of 10, but you are allowed to go back and forth.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I have 12, and I will be selling them at the end as merch. Because I don't need 12 bells.
Covered in blood.
Potentially.
Yeah.
When you practice, how many have you gotten up to in your practice?
I've only kind of practiced it in blocks to kind of just get the technique down. I've never really timed it to a minute.
Oh,
because I imagine it's gonna hurt and suck.
Yeah. I got it. Yeah.
So I've just kind of practiced to get the technique down, and I figured out little things that I'm gonna do, like a piece of tape to mark where I'm hitting. And,
are the pickings getting a bit thin for records when it's like how many bells I can ring with my head? It seems so specific.
Yeah.
You have to just like think of one that.
Well, so there's a couple ways you can do it. There's existing records.
Yeah.
And then you can create your own record, which you just submit, and then they say they'll either recognize it or they don't. Yeah. Which I've had to date 9 turned down, where they said no, we just don't want to recognize that. Yeah. So I started.
You don't care how much weight you can lift with your penis. That's not.
I think they would recognize that. Okay. I'm pretty sure that is a thing.
Great.
So I wanted to go for the.
I'm going to look that up in 10 minutes.
Yeah, I wanted to go for the Guinness World Record of the most declined Guinness World Records, and I can't wait to submit that one.
Yeah.
And then the other one is if you once you make a profile and Guinness and stuff as a contender, I don't know what you'd call it. You can search the whole list of records. Not all of them are public facing.
Yeah.
And they do have a lot that they've maybe said or in meetings, hey, we'd recognize this, but nobody's really taken up the mantle. Nobody's really made that attempt yet. So I just scour that until I find one that I think I can do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
Or if I come up with one, I'll submit it to, and then just get declined shortly after too. But
yeah, well, it boosts your chances of the record. Yeah.
But the bell bashing thing is still on Tuesday.
I booked the cube, so
yeah.
I'm gonna show up.
Give him a show.
I'm gonna try and see what happens.
Tuesday 2:30.
Yeah, Tuesday 2:30.
Tuesday 2:30.
Witness history.
There. Look at this forehead now. It's
and this is actually
forehead.
This is actually a decades old like New Year's resolution I made.
Yeah.
That I wanted to break a Guinness World Record, and I have in fact applied every year.
Wow.
Right.
At least once.
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's.
I feel like you're not gonna do it. You're not going to make it. 120, I don't think you'll get to 128.
I don't disagree with you.
I don't disagree with
you, but I was pretty confident at 70.
At 70, I can hear
maybe even 80.
I know.
He's the Bernie Sanders of bell ringing. He's going to get out there and do it and not get it.
I mean, but it's all the better. It makes it more exciting.
Yeah.
The idea that how can you possibly do this, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if it's not that, I feel like it's a pretty poor Guinness World Record.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
wow.
I mean, I'll just keep trying and whatever.
When you go to the hospital for the concussion for this, it's going to be a funny moment when you explain it to the doctor how you got the concussion.
Yeah, I'll be going to the hospital late because I have a show 2 hours after.
Okay, yeah.
So it'll be a few hours after.
Both.
Yeah, see both.
Actually, see maybe before
and
part of
it again.
And then he might be doing his own brain injury show.
Yeah, and part of the inspiration for doing it at the Cube, because I didn't do the other one within Fringe, but
Yeah.
Houdini performed the Straitjacket escapes as promotion for his shows.
Yeah.
Most of Houdini's escapes were in promotion of the show, so I
Yeah.
thought it was appropriate
Yeah.
to
Yeah,
actually
yeah.
do something
Great.
like this
Yeah.
at Fringe and
Yeah.
to honor Houdini as well.
Yeah.
This is a non sequitur, not a segue.
Yeah.
You, Martin, are
Yeah.
Old.
your your stuff is not overtly political.
Mhm.
How do you kind of
I mean, it
How
was
do you
last year, but this year it's not.
how do you sort of how do you navigate that? I'm just kind of curious because I had a couple of Americans on who really didn't want to talk about anything political, and one who was afraid because she was born in a different country.
Okay.
And she was kind of, and even I heard somebody didn't come here because they were concerned about their green card.
Wild.
Sure. Yeah,
What's his
could be.
name?
John Bennett.
John Bennett. Yeah.
Well, he wasn't coming here to Winnipeg this year anyway. He's at the KC Fringe right now, but he was booked at the Edmonton Fringe, which I think he's not going to because
Yeah.
his green card has expired, and so he was
okay.
advised by his lawyer, don't leave the country because he also
Okay.
overstayed his visa
Oh,
previously,
okay.
and he's like,
So
you might have
very good
problems getting
chance.
back.
He's also got a show called American.
yeah, Americans.
So
So,
very,
so a lot of
very-
things are like maybe you should make sure.
very, very good chance he gets a free plane ride to El Salvador. Is what you're saying?
I'm not saying that. No, I'm just saying that like
He doesn't want to say it. I told you.
Great storytelling show though afterwards.
Yeah, a great storytelling show afterwards. Yeah, yeah, El Salvador can. But what is your
I
question?
just want to know how you navigate everything
well,
that's going on and what you think your
Last year I
your
did
role
a
is.
show that was political. It was absurd, and I did this all play also last year called. Anyway, but this year I was like, I was so disgusted after the election at what happened, and I was like, I was so watching the news, as I'm sure everyone was, and I felt so like kind of hoodwinked by being sucked into this like this drama that like the media just led me to believe that like this wasn't going to happen again, and or maybe it's just the media I read, you know, and so I just like I have to take a step back from everything. I have to take a step back from reading the news for a while, being addicted to like scrolling and like looking for like some indication that like the guys in power, Trump and whatnot, are going to lose. I was constantly just looking for and the news is feeding that to me, and the algorithm is feeding all this like red meat to make me click on these links that a little bit. Well, Trump said something stupid again. I'm like, oh yes, now finally everybody will understand. And anyway, my point being, I was like, I don't want to do a show about that guy. And this year, I mean, it's 2025. We have 3.5 more years of him in power. I can't even talk about him on stage right now because it's so.
Do you need to get
distasteful.
that, Brad?
No, I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah.
Forgot airplane mode.
Well, there's lots of hopeful shows, I think, this year. I've talked to lots of folks who've got, shows that are, like you.
Like me?
Like you, like everybody.
I don't think my show's
Devon.
helpful. Oh.
I was like you, was over
My
there.
show's hopeful.
Oh, I see.
Don't go to
Yeah.
Martin for hope.
Yeah,
Uh,
don't,
Plenty of hope.
don't go to me for hope.
Go to Martin.
No.
Go to Martin for a story of thievery, deceit, and the worst best intentions. That's one small lie.
Yeah, see, not hopeful. No.
And Inescapable is a mind-bending comedic thriller by Martin Dockery
Mhm.
with John Patterson. And then we have got, that's my tribute to David Letterman there.
Yeah.
And then we have got Houdini, the man, the myth, the legend, magical look at Houdini's 1923 show in Winnipeg. And that is Brett Audley. And don't miss his world record attempting.
Or two. I'm not.
Yeah.
There's no guarantees it's going to be good.
Yeah. So don't miss that. Sorry, dog. And then Berlin Waltz. And that is venue 10, which is it Asper?
Asper Center, yes. Cold
And,
War Cabaret.
When's your
And-
next show?
Monday.
Monday.
You got some
I don't
time
have
off.
a
Yeah.
weekend.
Wow.
You got the weekend off.
You're welcome. I got here on time, and I
Amazing.
have nothing else to do for the weekend but
Amazing.
promote.
Well, Aaron says that you've been doing wonderful work with Anita's kids and the neighborhood kids and the dog, and everybody loves Devon. You should do a show next year. Everybody loves Devon. You're welcome.
Yeah.
Martin Dockery, thank you so much.
Thank you, Kelly.
Brett Audley, Devon Moore, Betty White down there sleeping so nice. Thank you so much for stopping by. Stay tuned for lots more. Art will save us all.